You got a problem to fix and you want to get it done. Call Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hey, did you know you can add a battery backup and Wi-Fi notifications from your sump pump? Hey, don't let that weather catch up to you. Make sure your sump pump is top notch. My friends at Robert Gibb and Sons can let you know how. Give them a call. Tell them Hutch sent you.
Call Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, everybody, some storms moving out of parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan have become severe in and around the Minot area. Some large hail, some spin in these clouds, and, well, they're passing through Minot as we speak, heading to the south and east, right along Highway 52 at this particular time. Let's get right to that radar and show you the very latest. Here is a look at those storms as we zoom out just to give you a little perspective. A number of these cells have severe thunderstorm warnings for them as they're drifting off to the south and east. Here's a loop of the radar data. You see them drifting southward. By the way, from Belcourt moving in towards Rolla and Rugby, we do have some very wet weather there. That's non-severe. There is some lightning with that up in the Belcourt area. Munich also seeing this, and this will be pushing into the Devil's Lake Basin near Leeds right now. Again, these storms non-severe. Locally heavy rain will be possible from this batch. On the far south and west side, these storms are indeed severe. So here's a look, and we still do have some potential for some pretty significant hail from a couple of these cores. And look at this little green line flowing out. That's called an outflow boundary. The burp of wind coming out of these rain-cooled clouds is causing some gusty winds along the leading edge of these storms as they make their way through Minot, towards Velva, and in towards the areas of southern Ward County right now. So here's a look at the warning for the Minot area. It's for 1-inch diameter hail, and we're seeing that storm is moving off to the southeast. Behind my melon here is 30 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour gusts and golf ball size hail. Hi, Joanne for Bemidji. Suzanne, thank you so very much for your support of STARS. And again, if you are in the path of these Minot area storms, make sure you're seeking shelter in an interior room away from windows. Now, as you look to the southwestern part of the county here, this is a little bit stronger on the hail wording here. 1 1/4 inch hail likely from that storm. And there has been a history of some big time hail from these over 1 inch in diameter. 45 mile per hour is the movement of that particular part of the cell as it's working its way through. That warning is in effect until 9:45. So that's the newer warning that's just come out for that little pocket right there, making its way to the south and to the east. So that's what we have going on. And I'm looking at a little feature on this little part of the cell right here. You see it kind of blowing out this backward C-shape, gusty straight line winds. And then on the last frame just coming in, there's a little finger right here south of Minot on Highway 83. There's another little notch in the storm out on this side. Let's take a look at the velocity measurements with these storms before we get to your forecast here and see. Now, as we take a look at the straight radial velocity, this is showing that we do have on the leading edge some air that's moving toward the radar and air that's moving away from the radar in Minot. So here we got some air moving toward the radar. Here's air moving away. So there is some spin along that storm in the southwestern part of the county. So this is for Ward County, southwestern Ward County, south and west of the Minot area. There's a little bit of rotation with that cell as well. Let's go up one more level in elevation and see if that rotation is still there. Yep. So right there by Makoti and Ryder is where that shear and spin is taking place with the storm. Highway 23 moving in on Highway 83. At this particular time. Now let's look at one more product as I set the radar view back down so I don't forget about that for next time. It's called the relative vorticity, and not vorticity, but the relative velocity. And this is basically adding and subtracting the motion of the storm to the winds that we're measuring, and it's still there. So this is a rotating thunderstorm, meaning it's a supercell thunderstorm. This does not necessarily mean a tornado is on the ground, but it's a spinning storm. Let's take you to look at the ND Department of Transportation cameras out there because we can, and because these give us a view into some of the storms, not all of the storms. Let's look out down here south of Minot and see what this storm, oh my goodness, look at this. Yes, you can see it. Are you kidding me? This is a great road camera. Not only do we get the beautiful view of the road conditions in the winter, but we can see some clouds as well. Rain-free base here, that's the updraft part of the cloud. And look at that lowering part of the base out there on the left edge. That lowering is something that is being caused because the pressure's lower on that side. And the pressure can often be lower if there's things like rotation in the storm, or if there's an updraft in that part of the storm causing lower pressure there. That causes the air to cool faster and the cloud to reach down closer to the ground. That is what we would call a wall cloud. It doesn't look like a classic wall cloud, but it's a lowering of the cloud base for sure. And we're looking at this from Ryder down Highway 23. We were just showing you that's where the rotation is, right over the top of. There it is right now. So drop a note to your friends out there in Western North Dakota that Hutch is on. Hutch, things looking good in Perham and all surrounding cams, says Rich Luther. Thank you very much for checking in. Things are quiet for the time being now, and boy, do we deserve it after some wild weather over the weekend here. Now, they do need some rain out west. As you can see, there's a lot of dry grass out there, but it's that harvest time, right? We want those grains to start drying, but some of the other crops really could use a drink of water as we look through. So check that out. That lowering of the cloud base picture right there on the camera from the DOT out in the Ryder area. Now, this looks to be looking north. Yes, this is a view looking north at the cloud. And again, this is all updraft part of the storm. So what we're seeing on the radar with all of this nastiness is up in the cloud level. It's not necessarily reaching the ground at this particular area. Now you're looking, I believe, off to the northeast or east. Yes, east it says on Highway 23. And this is a great view of the pavement right out there at that Highway 23 and Ryder area. Now here's a look under Highway 2's conditions near the it looks like the Blithedale area as we take a look at wet roads there. So that storm looks particularly menacing. Thanks, Rick Fox, for your support of stars. Let's look up north a little bit farther up near the Rugby area. We do have some showers and storms moving in. I'm looking at my radar at the same time, so pardon my wandering eyes. And this is showing me very heavy rain as we look into the area of north central North Dakota at this particular time. But those storms not severe, and I'm not seeing any rotation as they move into the general direction of you folks in Devil's Lake. So here's Leeds. If you are in Leeds, here's what things are looking like as we look off, and this looks like we're looking to the west, and there you can see on the west edge that darkening sky out there as those storms are going to be approaching the Leeds area in a few moments. So here is a look again at the radar as we've taken a time out to look at what looks like a rotating thunderstorm out there south of Minot, heading toward the county line with McLean County. Again, a look at that radar. Here is the storm. It's got a severe thunderstorm warning for 1 1/4 inch diameter hail. It's moving toward the McLean County line right now to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. The rotating part of that storm, where we see the little speck of green next to the specks of red, that part of the storm is moving generally toward one of the arms here of Lake Sakakawea. So let me put this in at 40 miles per hour, moving to the south and east. So boom. I'm going to have to move this up just a little bit. Pardon me. My software is getting a little picky with me for measuring the details of the storm. Okay, here we go. Moving in this general direction to the southeast. We're going to put in 42 miles per hour. And here is a look at the time. It's heading right towards you folks in Max. So if you're a Max, prepare for large hail. That's right on Highway 83. Max, you drive through that on your way to Minot. And for Hutch along that route, it's my sign that I'm getting close. I'm getting close. 23 minutes away, rotating storm, large hail. So batten down the hatches, stay away from those windward side of your home there. So you don't want to be near windows at all. And the winds from this will come blowing out of the west. This is not a tornado warning. It's just a rotating thunderstorm with a little organization as it's working its way out of Minot and toward the McLean County line at this particular time. Here's a normal look at that radar data so you can get a feel for what's heading your way. This system is almost through the Minot area, and that warning is set to expire here shortly. I do think this cell is really intensifying along a few different areas here. So this is a number of thunderstorm cells heading towards Sawyer, heading into Velva, and heading into Voltaire. So, and if you're interested, you can check out my good friend Tom Schrader. Hey, Tom is his page on Facebook, and I'm certain he's covering this like butter covers Hutch's toast, right? Very well, because I like butter. All right, now this cell here has some significant hail. Cindy says, I have no idea what I did. I no longer get notifications that I'm on. Cindy, maybe it's nothing. I can tell you that this platform on Facebook doesn't always notify everyone of me being on. So that's one thing to keep in mind there, Cindy. I do appreciate you knowing that. So I don't know of a solution to that yet, but I'm working on it. Wink, wink. Okay. I'm working on it very hard. One of the solutions could be the email blasts that I'm doing from hutchesweather.com. If you go to hutchesweather.com, that's my brand spanking new website. Go there, log in at the top and fill in your email address. And I may use that for severe weather events, particularly when things are real nasty, to throw out an more urgent message to you. I'm not going to overuse it. I'm not going to tell you too often that the sky is falling, but when I do feel it's appropriate to let folks know on that menu who have signed up, I will send out a blast. So thank you, Cindy, for letting me know. All right, showers heading into the Devil's Lake Basin. They're heavy in Towner County. Not much in the way of thunder and lightning now, but it's still pretty muggy up here. So this rain could be quite heavy at times. 66 for a dew point temperature is on the muggy side. Brenda, hi there. I know that you often ask about Minot, and it sure looks like there's some Minot weather that's blown through and some hail from the area. I'm checking out some reports. It does look like the National Weather Service is getting some updates and some photos in of some large hail from these thunderstorms moving into northwest parts and north central parts of North Dakota out of Saskatchewan and the Estevan area. Now, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch for my friends and relatives in Sidney, Montana, Glendive, Montana. It's 82 degrees there, Sidney 85 degrees. Let's take a look at the radar out of Glasgow, Montana on Highway 2. Now, most of the storms here are down to the south and east, so this isn't too far from, say, Baker or Ekalaka. Let's zoom on in. There's Ekalaka. Isn't that fun to say? Ekalaka. Showers and storms, some of them pretty strong. This is a long ways away from radar sites out here. And so because of that, we'll take a look at this radar site. It must not be operating. Nope. Data's old. They're not operating at that radar site right now. Let's go to the Rapid City radar. That should give us a grand view of the storms moving out of the Ekalaka area. Heading into Camp Crook. Look at this heater right here. Just off to the east of Ekalaka. That's a pretty stout echo. The pink colors are caused by big-time targets returning a lot of energy to the storm. Looking at the motion of these storms over the last hour or so as I loop this, you'll get a chance to see that these cells are actually drifting slowly off to the east. Those are going to skirt the Hettinger County, Bowman area, that basically the county and state line down there with Buffalo, South Dakota as well. So keep that in mind. One active severe thunderstorm warning. Here's what's going on in the eastern third of North Dakota. Let's wrap it up now and talk about your forecast, because this rain here is heading our way now into the Devil's Lake Basin, and overnight we're going to see more showers working their way in. Many of us will rise and shine with a chance of rain as well. So here's a look at the forecast for us. Right now, temperatures are in the mid 60s to around 70 degrees on this beautiful day with sunshine and just a few clouds. We're starting to see rain punch in. So hopefully, if you've been working on those crops up and down the Red River Valley, and I know you've been doing it since this weekend, I saw quite a few combines in the field rocking some grain off of the fields. There's some rain that's going to slow some of that progress down for some, or actually many, over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Here's a look at the absolute latest from two models we'll go through real quickly. This is an hourly updated model. It's doing a really good job in the early onset here of tracking these storms that are firing and moving through parts of north central North Dakota. So let's set this into motion. The time up above I'll adjust for you, but at 3 o'clock, that's 10. So by 10 p.m., if you're in Cavalier and Valhalla, I expect a chance for some showers there. Then this system starts to dissipate a little bit. We're still going to see some rain here. Do you see that? But the rain showers will be sagging through. Now, here's another area low pressure, and that will move our way as we go towards daybreak. So here is daybreak. Okay, so this is about, 7 a.m. And at 7 a.m., we're going to have spotty showers here and there, the northern branch and the southern branch. But the main event is going to take place with low pressure that's developing out here in western South Dakota. Now, as we go through the day, passing showers, but we get a break. It will be cooler for your day tomorrow in many locations. Periods of spits and sprinkles, particularly first thing in the morning. Here's your midday forecast. And then in the afternoon, here we go. Watch along the state line. Most of the models throughout the last 24 hours have brought at least a chance for some stout storms here south of Fargo, south of I-94. This is where the chance of severe will be tomorrow as we go through your Wednesday. Pardon me. This is generally at around that 9 to 10 o'clock time frame. Then it's out of here, but it's not done. Very gusty north winds and a secondary area of low pressure will swing its way through on the backside of the system. You look at that. With a system like this, there's going to be a lot of spin with it. And even though we won't have any heat at all, it's going to be a cold Thursday. Well, this could kick off a couple of those kind of weaker funnels from these storms here that'll be shallower in the atmosphere. So keep that in mind. I don't expect severe weather, but we could get some of those funnel cloud sightings on our day on Thursday. So Wednesday, wet, a few storms, some strong far south, and then Thursday, cold and breezy, and that's your forecast. So let's take a look at how much rain these storms and showers could provide to the area. But first, I said 2 models, so let's go ahead and select one more to take a look. I like this one. Let's take a look at this one and see how it's doing. Now, oh, this is early. It's just now coming in. Oh, yeah, let's look at this. I like it. Okay, so here's the stuff moving out of Canada. Here's our storm system now. These systems will make their way through the Devil's Lake Basin, and by the time we get to daybreak here, they're pushing through the valley, and that's it. So we'll have some passing showers and rumbles of thunder in the morning, and then after that, the afternoon development begins here as we go through midday and beyond. Here's your low pressure system. This will scoot almost due east as we go through. A few of the storms here in the eastern third of North Dakota could be strong to severe as a result of the heat that will be suppressed down to the south of us. So that's a look at that early run. Let's take a look at this one. There it is. So here's your afternoon forecast. This is generally as we go through the midday hour and around 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to noon. And then after that, here's the main event pretty much out of here. So showers and thunderstorms in the morning, a few more in the afternoon on your Wednesday, and that's a couple different models. Here's the rainfall forecast, and again, it does depend. We are definitely seeing rain now in northeast parts of North Dakota, and that is going to add to your totals there. Let's see what the model says. Here's what I have for you in the forecast. We're going to have this batch moving through in the morning, but then another chance tomorrow afternoon will bring some areas of the north a good, quarter of an inch to half of an inch. Some of you will see 3/4 of an inch. And if you happen to get unfortunate and you're getting under some of the real soakers, we're going to have some spots again with over an inch of rain. Tracy says, my friend watching from Lake Bronson. Hi to you, Tracy. It's good to have you on board. These showers that are now heading into the Devil's Lake Basin have a chance at getting pretty close to your area as we go through the overnight hours. Thanks, Clarine. Good to have you on board. I answered a question here, so pardon me. We'll get back to the forecast. How much does the Red River affect weather patterns? Does the river flowing change things compared to south flowing rivers? That's a real good question, Michael. It's a river, so it's going to add some moisture to the area and to the water, but it's not a huge channel of water like the big Missouri gets even wider as it moves south. It's a pretty narrow river. So as far as affecting the weather patterns here, it's going to add moisture to our eastern side of the state. And I think you see that with more frequent storms and a better chance of some stronger ones as you go from the eastern third of North Dakota into Minnesota. So the wetter overall average weather here, and also the fact that it adds some extra moisture to the area and it provides moisture to the crops in our area as well. The crops here on the eastern side of the state, much different than the crops you see grown out west, where the soil is completely different. So yes, it does impact our weather somewhat based on our geography of the area. Great question. All right, now let's get back to some fun weather stuff. So again, isolated areas stand a chance at seeing over a half of an inch and even over an inch in a few places. And there is a band that could be setting up along the South Dakota border moving through tomorrow afternoon and evening. And those could also, they'll be potentially strong, but in isolated areas, we could get some significant amounts of precipitation. How about we take a look at your forecast forecast for your hometown area first thing in the morning as we take a look at the digits. That's going to be coolest off in central Minnesota. The rest of us with the clouds moving in are going to stay hovering right where we're at, low to mid 60s out there. Then for your afternoon forecast, I'm expecting those temperatures to not rise darn near at all. We'll maybe top out at that near 70-degree range down in the south when we get the break after the morning showers. Up north, we likely will have a chance at seeing some rebounding, but this is a snapshot of your weather at 5 in the afternoon with temperatures in the mid 60s to around 70 degrees. A cooler day, not particularly windy though, right? At south winds, 7 to 15 miles per hour. Planning forecast as we look ahead. Here you go. You got a sneak peek of this. Remember, I said breezy Thursday, 69 for the high. It's going to be kind of blustery and more showers, particularly in our northern counties with that little swirly queue moving through. I'm going to say right now, right here, and you can pass the word on, maybe we're going to see some funnel clouds on Thursday afternoon as a result of that. On a cool day, the risk of real strong tornadoes is not really going to be there, but we'll watch for that potential. Temperatures slowly start rebounding and climbing out of the cellar as we go through a absolutely phenomenal weekend. Very comfortable weather, 70s, folks. Thunder on Sunday is can't be ruled out, but the heat returns though as we head in to the early part of next week. All right, if that's all your questions, came home from Bismarck about 6 p.m. today. Brenda, welcome home. I hope you had a safe journey. One more look at the radar and a look at your photos. Some awesome ones shared in, but first, here's that radar as we go to head out. That storm that's heading down toward Lake Sakakawea, McLean County, moving out of Ward County right now. That was showing some signs of rotation. Looks different now because I'm looking at a different radar site. Let me go here. Let me go here and get rid of that yellow box. This storm is still stout. There's still maybe some hail potential in this activity moving along Highway 52 here near Velva. It looks like there's a little bit of a cell to the east of Velva and more cells to the west of Velva. Here is a look at the leading edge of this windy storm. The hail signature with it, the pink in the radar display, seems to be diminishing just a pinch as it's working its way to the southeast towards max. And here's a look. Now, we were showing you the spin in this particular storm. Let's see if it's still there. Now, we're looking from Minot, so there is still some it's weaker than it was, spin associated with this particular system. As it's moving towards max, prepare for hail up to around 1 inch in diameter. As it's moving towards max, be prepared for some wind gusts in some spots up to around 60 miles per hour. And you see this little backwards C-shape area here? I do believe that might be some of the peak winds blowing out from the storm just based on the signature. Thanks, Deb, for your sharing of stars. I sure appreciate you and your family watching Hutch's weather. All right, these storms are looking to fizzle out as we go through the overnight hours, but the rain will remain, and that's in your forecast for the overnight hours. Remember, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you hear a rumble of thunder, sound effects brought to you by Hutch Johnson. Okay, if you hear rumbles of thunder in the night, where can you go? Where can you go to see what's going on? That's right, Hutch's new website. It's called hutchesweather.com. Here you go. When you go to hutchesweather.com, up at the top center, this is where you can sign up with your email address. I'm going to say, email hutch.johnson11, right? That's what I do. I can sign up. My full email address goes in there. You sign up right there, and boom, we'll send you notifications from time to time when we feel it's important. A lot of fine sponsors helping Hutch, making Hutch's Weather and hutchesweather.com possible, including my friends at Robert Gibb & Sons. Robert Gibb & Sons, not only a premium sponsor on Hutch's Weather for my social broadcasts, but they're helping out with the website as well. Please keep all of my fine sponsors in mind, whether you need insurance, you need tree work, you need a place to stay in the Fargo market and beyond. KAJ Hospitality has great deals for you, and they have great facilities for big events. And Luther Family Ford, are you kidding me? They're committed to keeping you informed right here on Hutch's Weather and hutchesweather.com. All right, let's take a look then as we go down the page. This is the pictures, right? You go down, you can see the latest video. So again, if you didn't get a notification, you can always go to hutchesweather.com and see the most recent video that I've done right here on the website. And well, if you know a sponsor, have them give me a holler here at hutchjohnson11 at gmail.com. I'd love to have some more fine local sponsors in here. Get messages out and help your business grow, and you can help me grow. And also, take a look at your photos. Check this out. There's your photos that you've shared with Hutch's Weather. Oh my goodness. There's been some Stormy McStormerson activity going on across the area. And this was some hail out in the Wadena area this past weekend. Jacqueline sending this monster piece of hail in. Oh my goodness. And this is new. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but you will now. Thanks for watching. David, thank you for always providing weather reports to Hutch throughout all of these years from the Wadena and Staples area. Here was the Staples area as the hailstorms this weekend blew through. You can watch the ginormous hailstones here. You see them bouncing off of the asphalt and onto the grass. These were 3-inch diameter hailstones, and in some parts of Wadena County, these were 4 inches in diameter and greater. Nasty winds. These storms were just no fun at all. And David shared that front row seat there. And you can always share your measurements, right? These are helpful. They help us know how much rain has fallen. Like Nicole here, 2 miles south of Deer Creek, said that looks like about an inch in the old-fashioned rain gauge right out here. And those reports, as long as you're telling us exactly where they come from, go a long ways towards helping us out. These photos and videos that you upload don't always need to be about weather, clouds, and severe weather. Share nature photos as well. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It looks like Wet Weather Wednesday is on the way. A few severe storms are going to be possible, but not highly likely. I'll keep you updated. If you're in the Lake Sakakawea area in McLean County on the northern fringe, there is a cluster of strong and severe storms working their way through. They're expected to diminish, but right now they're heading for you in Max. Have yourself a wonderful evening. As always, stay tuned to Hutch's Weather right here on Hutch's Weather and hutchesweather.com. And until next time, stay